right, and we are live.
Hey, thanks, Dan. Thanks to all three of you for tuning in as we try our fourth live stream test. I guess that's Mitch, Paul, and Savannah. Um, we've had many problems, and we're going to get through them. Our biggest problem today, believe it or not, we're down to one, is keeping the dog calm. She is a big part of this project we're trying to do, and bear with us. So today we're just going to try to test what's going to work, what's not, and I'm going to do something stupid. I'm just going to come in hot. I'm just going to sample as many hot sauces as I can. I'm looking to do 50 on the wall behind me here. Couple of things you should know. Our sound, we're having a few issues. There's tractors next door and it's windy. So to anybody that sees any mistakes, we encourage you to comment and let us know. We're trying to address it. We've had many issues. This is a big setup. It's I was in filmmaking and I was in television, and this is a lot more intricate, and I'm beyond grateful to have learned a lot with Dan. I don't even know how we pulled this off. Like, there's lagging when you have internet. This is our third internet provider. I was initially trying to go live last year on March 17th, and it was a complete disaster. And again, capabilities. You can't blame anyone. I don't play the blame game, but we went through all the providers: Bell, Smart, Starlink, Rogers, and in the end you realize it's none of their faults. It's bandwidth issues. And to any creators out there, well done. I mean, what you guys do is incredible, and keep up the good work. I don't think anybody really knows what it takes. A lot of these creators that are out there, the only problem I have with them is they should be a little more transparent, not to give people false hope, because this business burns money. Speaking of burning, I'll be burning in about 20 minutes here once I get into these sauces. But yeah, just be honest and transparent with people that these things cost money, cost time. There's many inefficiencies. Like, for example, here's what happened the other day. We tried to come in. We have a small studio here. We'll call this Studio A. Then we have Studio B or whatever, Studio C. But just a little day like that, we had so many issues. And when I ran the numbers by our producer there, I said, yeah, that was $1,100, and we got a minute and a half. And we'll never see that ROI, return on investment. And my whole thing is, what we're going to try to put across in these shows that come forward is to let people really have a grasp of what it takes to build a business from scratch, and the costs associated and where the money goes. In this case, we are self-funded, even though I am broke. I mean, I'm begging these wannabe gangsters on these podcasts and shows to call me a brokester, because you know what? That's what it's about. If people want to bash you, let them. I encourage anybody to roast me, because I got thick skin and I'm weathered, and what's another chink in my armor going to be? And I love roasting. We roasted Tony Hinchcliffe today, and I'm looking for some roasted pepper sauce right now. So, or some pot roast, or whatever the roast, the more the better. Yeah, it's what we're planning on doing is, hopefully, we had big dreams and big aspirations, and that's not going to happen. So every day in business, I can already see it now. Oh, he changes his mind. Oh, he's this, he's that. No. We pivot, we adapt, and we try to make things better. And I don't really worry about what others say or do or tell us how to run our business, because I always believe in cultivating your own garden. Let us worry about our backyard. You worry about yours. And, you know, everybody's got an opinion. And what do they say? Opinions are for assholes, and everybody's got one. So, anyway, we do encourage any opinions, and good, bad, ugly. Uh, for the most part, a lot of good things are happening on YouTube, and it's encouraging. It's very, very positive, just the way they filter a lot of the stuff out, and it makes it a lot easier on creators to not lose their confidence and keep going. And it's tough enough when you're putting up your own money that some of these kids are, and they're believing in their dream, and it's a very, very, very minimal opportunity they have to break through. And my encouragement to any creators is just keep fighting, keep pushing. You're going to fall down every day, you get back up. I'm sure you've heard that, but 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And just like us, uh, we have a couple days off now coming up. And for me, the couple days are doing what I enjoy the most. And I'd like to talk about that. That's writing. And when you're not writing, you're not going to have really much of a framework for a story or a story. And, you know, you need to be in a controlled environment where it's calm, peaceful, and that will allow maximum creativity. And yeah, when you're working in a chaos environment, there's people around and you're trying to get things done, you lose complete focus. So our first show, believe it or not, is going to be June 9th. And that's my 61st birthday, ironically. And it's not about myself. It's about a man that I respect and care about. He's my doppelganger. His name is Johnny Depp. So that's my only claim to fame, as I say. I am born the same day and same year as Johnny Depp. And we're going to do some type of inspirational meal for him. And, I already have the menu set. It's June 9th is our birthday, which we share with Donald Duck, but there's going to be no duck. It's going to be, I'm going to try. I've never made a pie. I'm going to try to make a rhubarb pie. I got the rhubarb today. I didn't know what to do, so I threw it in the freezer. So, and then how am I going to make a pie shell? To quote a guy in my show, I can't bake. I can eat it all day. So I'm going to try to make a pie. And what else do we got? Oh, my favorite, it's National Corn Day, and we're my best corn. And I'm going to do some corn from my childhood the way I had it. And yeah, that'll match up good. And of course, I haven't told my daughter the best news yet, but National Lobster Day is there. So I bought a little lobster, and I'm going to do a lobster roll. So yeah, that should be fun because I can't cook, but I will try to make the experience good. And that's what I always say when it comes to food. It's all about the experience. And my best, like people talk, oh, you have a nice car, you have that, you have like, you hear about it, but it really means nothing because you never go back to that time. Like you say, oh, you remember that time when we had those Scarpa yellow wings at Carmine's in New York City? Um, you don't say that about the car. You remember that time you walked in the car? No, that's not an experience. That is just, you know, it's just something that makes you feel good. And so we're going to try to create experiences. And again, I always come in hot like I am in this episode. So I'm just going to tell you like it is. And I'm going to try this. I have one thing I want to just put out front. You know, sound is tricky. So when I'm going to be ripping these labels, you're going to hear it. So I'm going to do my best. I brought scissors. Ooh, and I brought my my sage because I know the dog is asleep right now, but she's going to get wound up once I start getting going. And, you know, getting back to the dog, she's actually my life. And I always bring this out. All you need is love and a golden retriever. And yeah, I joke that to people, they might not like me, and I said that's fine. You probably don't like yourself, and the main thing is before you can make any progress in life, it's you have to love yourself first before you can love others. And that was one of the greatest things I learned was to love myself finally, and I give that love to the people I care about. And one of them is my dog Girly here, who's napping. And the last thing about Girly, it's you know, Joe Rogan gets so emotional when he talks about Marshall, and I'm not name dropping here. It just his biggest thing is his dog Marshall, and anytime Marshall comes on the set, you can see that he's anxious and he's nervous, and he didn't get lucky like I just did, where I hit something and the Sage anti-anxiety medication was there. But yeah, it's tough because you want to be around your dog at all times. And, you know, in the end, that's what it's about, sharing time with the ones you love. And I love her, and I think she loves me. But anyway, this is the transition point. These things ended up in my hand. I'm going to try not to use them. And I'm going to start with these sauces. So what I'm going to do with these sauces is I'm going to, the 50 behind me, I'm just going to pick them randomly from one corner. And if they're good, I'll put them here. If they're bad, maybe I'll put them here. And if they're ugly, I'll put them here. So, and then I'll just break them down, and who knows? Maybe I'm a wimp. Maybe I can only do one. Maybe, we'll see. So here we go. We're coming in hot, and I don't even know what we got. And just remember the labels. Anybody can have an open label and pour something else in with food coloring, and it's really not that. These are not that diluted. So here we go. This here, I guess there's a camera up here, is Barry's asparagus. So, oh, I don't have a garbage can, and these things always stick to your fingers. So let's see what you got here. Wow, so good. Automatic asparagus. Wow, I like it. Oh, here we go. This should be fun. I love Indian food, and I'm old and blind, so maybe I'll do my Chill Sonnet imitation and put on the glasses, or Michael Bisping, and then people can call in. What are you trying to wear the cool glasses for? So this is interesting because it's going to take me a while to get these damn labels open. So my favorite food is, well, meal is vindaloo, which is Indian. And this is a taste of Bollywood. And I never really wanted to make it to Hollywood. I wanted to make it to Bollywood. So Bollywood, you got some curry, you got some coconut. It's like curry in a hurry. And let's see if I like it. Maybe I can comment on the packaging. Oh, I thought that was good. This is even better. This is really, really good. Like really, really good. And I'm gonna call this Plum Dog Millionaire because yeah, it's really good. Okay. Wow. Two for the good guys. What the heck do we have here? This is a famous company here. I heard a bit about their story. They're from Canada, and they have one of my favorite sauces, which I don't know if I have on my rack back here because timing. No, I don't have it up there. I have a hedonist. So, ah, not good. Guess the lid was broken. So, splish splash, I was taking a bath. All right, let's see what you got. We're making a mess here. I'm no Conan O'Brien with the mess, but we're gonna go. I don't know. I can belt out a tune if you like. This place here, Barry. I didn't mention the story. There's a place around here. It's called Berry Hill Farms, and when I moved here, I bought 60 blueberry trees, and they're on a hill, and I call it Blueberry Hill. And what I found out is they give their asparagus to a guy maybe 100 miles away, and he bottles it and he calls it Barry's asparagus. And yeah, it's interesting. But where I'm going to tie these guys in together is I did not find my thrill on Blueberry Habanero Hill. I think such a shame because I really love their product and their story, which I'll talk about later. Let's go to number 4, Bobby Orr. Oh, here we go. This is actually quite funny. Um, you can see it diluting. Um, this is a nice fella. His name is Patrick, and he's a West Indian guy. And when I started my chicken wing chain, he started a little before me in a small town where I was living in Keswick. So that is 2002 I was there. And 2002. So 2002 he's there. And he started this company a little before I did. So he brought in a sauce that he did. It was the best sauce I ever had. It was a jerk sauce. So I called the guy, I said, I bought all your products online. And I said, what happened to the jerk? I can't find it anywhere. So what he did was we have a jerk spice. I drove 3 or 4 times back down to the store we're supposed to be. It wasn't there. Then I find out it was a paste, and he explained the whole process. So I do have his jerk spice, but I don't have his jerk sauce. He just said, which I respect, it's just too expensive. And sometimes if you price yourself out of the market, you're not going to have any business. Like I see a lot of these hot sauce guys, like they price themselves out of the market and then they're wondering what happened. It's like, look, play the volume game, do quantity, and have quality. We did a sauce the other day. It's here, right here. This guy. I see it all the time. Lowest price, awesome strategy the gentleman has. Everyday affordability. Never price yourself out of the market. Never compromise quality. I mean, this is great. Just as I say that, it won't come out. Anyway, I love what Sweet Baby Ray did. So yeah, so now I haven't tried his stuff, so I'm not endorsed by anyone, nor will I probably ever be, uh, unless I really believe in it. And I didn't know that the lid pops open like this, so let's just see what we got here. This looks like a hot sauce garlic. So, hmm, you know what? It's good. it's good, bad. So it's like when I had the, the wing chain, you'd have a lot of knockoff artists, and I'd always say from day one, that that I would be, world famous. There you go. World famous Wild Wing. There's the wings in the back of my van. I didn't even plan the story. But anyway, here it is. And my daughter on the van. And, what I wrote was on the menu. I don't know if you can see it here. Home of 52 signature flavors and often imitated, never duplicated. So it's funny because now I forgot what I was going to say. So there was a story there. And damn, what was I talking about? Can some of those three people comment and ask me to re-answer that later? Do a callback, as they say. That's another thing. This is unscripted. So we're at number 5. And what do we got here? This right now, when I see this, that you see right through, it's like sort of like this is my golden retriever. You see the colors, and then you see the light eyes around the dark spot. That's what it reminds me of. So this is not going to make it. And then this is another thing. When you're promoting your stuff on labels like this is also about branding and marketing. And I'm afraid to look at the label, but count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what it is. Scorpion Sunrise. Looks like a Crater hot sauce. So to me, it's like, okay. A little negative for me. I stay away from stuff like that. But apple cider vinegar, right away, that's something I don't like. So let's see. And it still keeps getting watery. And I'm just going to save everybody the time. Maybe I'll just throw it in the ugly on Blueberry Hill there. Let's give him a chance. Right, Gertie? Oh, not here to bash, so I'm not going to hang a number on him. I did this one. I didn't know it was coming down the pipe. Like, I need some stuff to deal with this. There's going to be some after effects here. This is kind of when I started, and there's a lot of tragic stories about this sauce. And I'll use it as an additive in our wings when we started. But there was too many issues. So when people would touch it on the wing, like, when you dab and then it would hit their eyes and then they would go to the washroom and then it wasn't good. A couple times I almost got sued and, it's like they say, sued, blued, and tattooed. That's what this is. The taste is not good. And it's grabbing the back of my throat. This is a big brand. All the power to them. But no way. Okay. Ooh, this is kind of exciting. Now I remember what I was going to say earlier. Often imitated, never duplicated. So people were copying me, and now it's like, we're going to do this, and I'm copying these guys. And I'm not. This is not really a show about hot sauce. It's more of a business, life lessons, stories, recipes. And, to my friend Mitch that's out there, I'm paying homage, as you say. And I love this. Like, look, I love the packaging, the labeling. It's great. You don't need these crazy scissors. Oh, listen to that noise, how nice it is. And this is great. It's already made it for me. I don't even have to taste it. You know what? It does taste like a buffalo sauce. Like a true buffalo sauce, this is what it tastes like. It's not hot, it's good. Um, you know what? It stays on the bus. Okay. This is actually quite interesting. Where I got this was same place I got that. There was a mall, and they said this was on whatever the Hot One show. It might have been part of some of the sauces I bought. I don't know exactly. But what I found interesting was, the story of the father and the son. The son had a dream to open this hot sauce company, and I guess the son's name was Elijah. And the father, oh, here it is. As blind as I am, father and son, and this is very inspirational, and it's sort of like dad and daughter in my case, and very happy for these guys. The packaging not bad. I'm not into the dark colors, black and red. I like if you're going to use it, you use it like this. But again, what do I know about graphic arts? This should be fun because I'm rooting for these guys. I really am rooting for these guys. It's good. It's not great. Not. It's good. Bad. Is it hot? Some like it hot. I don't know if it's hot. It's okay. Oh, here we go now. I'm not even gonna taste this one. I drink this stuff by the bottle. It's number one for me. If anybody can beat this, this is actually we have one back here called the goat. This is my goat, and beautiful story about these people. Beautiful. Oh, heaven, 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 heaven. I have it everywhere here. This one. What am I? One, two, three. This one doesn't count. It goes right in the driver's seat. I guess I should have a little sip of water here. Nobody's hit me yet. The Dave's got me a bit. And let's go to number. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. It's like I was watching a UFC clip. Joe Rogan's talking. He's going, nobody's ever knocked this guy down. All of a sudden, just as the words end, guy gets knocked down. And this is apparently the hottest one. Good packaging, good labeling. This was not planned. And I don't know how it ended up here. But here's the last dab. And I'm just looking at my friend Invisible Dan here, who's laughing because, again, did we ever look at this thing? No. So, it's the luck of the draw. Go ahead.
I just want to see your reaction to this.
What?
I've heard so much about the last dab, right? So.
Yeah. And I've heard so much about Invisible Dan. I was going to call him Silent Dan. It's good that you have a voice. Not anymore. Yeah, I guess this is good for Apollo. So we're going to change this to the last Dan. Okay, that was the last of Dan being invisible. All right, so look at this. He's got me so intimidated, I'm crying. So what should I do? I don't have any milk. I used to have a
Canada Dry.
I will. I mean, I'm getting jacked up and worked up for this. I'm going to put it to Croatia here for a sec, and yeah, this is the moment of truth. And you know what? I am getting hot in here because our air conditioning broke, and they're not fixing it till next week. And they told me to wear the monkey suit for consistency. So maybe I'll. Nah, you know what? I'm going to do without the ginger ale. Like, I'm not going to wimp out. All right, let's do this. And do I have to drink it or do I have to show people? Dan, now that you're not silent no more?
I would drink. Oh yeah, in the shot glass.
Yeah, just so people
Yeah.
see. So that's 2 dabs. They had a great commercial in the 70s. I'm an old man. Used to be in a rock and roll band. But it was for Brill Cream. A little dab will do you. And this dab is not coming out. I got 2 parts of it. Here's the third. Just for authenticity. 3 dabs. 3 dabs. Who needs ginger ale? And I'm going to bring this out because I'm thirsty. It didn't do much for me. Oh my God. Just like that, it ends up over here in the bad section. And what do you get when you get dab backwards? You get bad. So, yeah. Bad dab. All right. What do we have now? 7. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 6, 10. So my top 10 are done. And we're going to go here to Chetty's Original. Yeah, it's all hype. A lot of stuff's hype. I am hot now because it is hot in here. I am sniffling, but I'm going to forge on through. I mean, if Conan can do it, why wouldn't I? Chetty's Original. I talked about Patrick. This is one of his better ones. Trying to level the playing field. Again, it's good, bad. So he goes here. And this is no Clint Eastwood movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. If you look at my marketing, there's a picture of Clint Eastwood. And it was a historical building, and I had no parking, and I was just starting. And I always talk about the A-frame. After I sold my store, you know, I went to an A-frame, left it on the highway, and I just wrote ice cold beer, red hot wings, and that's here. I know nobody can see it. But on the side of the building, that same guy that airbrushed my first restaurant that I gave the $500 in advance to, I said, look, I got to differentiate myself. Why don't we just go to this building and put a picture of Clint Eastwood? Because I always believe that, if people apologize, like I know they're going to, we'd be okay. And never be apologetic, by the way. So what one of his lines was, go ahead, make my day, come on in. And I put that in, and that kind of put me on the map. So, yeah, that's it. Here we go. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and my Clint story. Okay. This is crazy. These guys are back. Father and son. And I was going to do 100 of these. The good thing is I have an excuse because these batteries go so quick on these cameras. So if the live streams close out, I'm not going to stall for time. Let's just get at it. Father and son. Extreme regret. Too thick. Got a good gulp there. Tasty. Too thick. I don't want to tell you my nicknames. One was Slick Rick, Thick Rick, Rick the Prick, whatever. But this is not even Thick Rick worthy of going to the good side. or the ugly side. Status quo. I'll meet you in the middle. And as I am unprepared, we've done this one. So, you know, it's like that joke. Do you know what a 68 is? You do me and I owe you one. So I owe you one, guys. I'm gonna have to pull one out of the clouds here. And I know which one. Here it is. My fave. What are you looking at down there? Is it too hot for you? This one's as colorful as you are. Sorry, talking to my dog. Just got off the phone with my daughter before this, and I'll never date. I told her, you know, how can I? Literally, I could never leave you. Really excited. I've bought 3 bottles of this, and it reminds me of the story of my first restaurant. A girl, her name was Lisa Boudreau, and she had 8 brothers, the Boudreau brothers, and of course the one sister. So what happened, sometimes guys know this, their pants, they're loose, they're falling off, you don't have a belt, and your fly gets undone. So she looks at me, and she's gorgeous. She's in her construction boots, she's in her short shorts, and she looks at me, doesn't know me, and she's laughing at me. And I'm laughing at her, and she says, I knew you were crazy, but now I can see your nuts. And that's that. Yeah, so I am crazy, which is fine. I'll lean into it, just like I've leaned into all these bottles over there. This is an amazing sauce. An amazing sauce. I don't even know why I'm even rating it. It's gold. It's gold, Jerry. All right. This is kind of exciting. I don't know how to open this thing. This one's nuts. How do you open these things?
Hey Rick, why don't you tell the audience what the label is? We kind of lost the top camera.
Of this one?
We lost the top cam, so if you want to just read out the label so they know what you're drinking.
How many viewers? 3 or 4?
4.
Wow. Okay, so, you know, it's like Sesame Street. I know the 3 that belong. It was Paul, Mitch, and my daughter. So which one of these doesn't belong with the other?
Yeah.
So is his name Dawson?
I think the 4th was me.
Okay, so anyway, we're having fun, aren't we?
Yeah.
This, for me, is quite a story. Because we lost our camera. No, we... Dawson's is Canadian, and we as Canadians are very underrated and we get bashed a lot. But what strikes me about them is, I guess they made it to the show Hot Ones, and I didn't know much. I've never tried their product, except my phone's going off, and I thought I shut it off. Discord, not interested. Yeah, so what's interesting is they partnered up with Jack Astor's, which in the States they don't know. And Jack Astor's is funny because there's so many parallels here. You've got this donkey sauce. So in Canada, we call it a donkey, a jackass. So from Jackass, which is Steve-O, another connection, you've got this thing here. And this is quite interesting because Dawson's makes this. So interesting things about branding and marketing. It's so interesting where people team up like this. where I always talk about experiences, and one of my favorite experiences was having the fresh chicken tenders done with this sauce at Jack Astor's. And Jack Astor's really, really was a different type of place. It opened in '93. And I don't want to go on too much about Jack Astor's, but I'll tell you this story because I'll probably never have the chance to say it again anyway. So what happened? These guys, it was the Fowler Group. They were out of Burlington, Ontario, Canada. They went to a restaurant in Chicago and they brought some cameras and they pretended it was a birthday party and they filmed the whole place. And it could have been owned by either the Rosebud Group or Let Us Entertain You, another cool name. So what they did was they opened this restaurant and the company was called Sir Corp. Sir means Service Inspired Restaurants Corporation. And the gentleman that opened it, his name was Ken Fowler. He's got to be in his 90s now. And I believe it's his son running it now. And what's interesting about it was I still drank back then. I quit in '93. So I would always go in there because it was so interesting, so much color, so much light, so much energy. And they would have peanuts and, you throw the peanuts on the floor and it was a whole experience. So move forward a few years and, as a parent, you want to take your kid there because you had a good experience. And so I never forget the experience I had with those chicken tenders, the way they made them at Jack Astor's, and they use this sauce, which is kind of like a wing sauce. So I seen this, and you can see the bottle's not open, but I have 2 empty bottles here, and this is one of them. I love this stuff. So if Dawson's made it and these guys licensed it, it's a perfect combo. So that's why I got to get back to this guy in a second here, but it's the usual thing, like I said about these lids. To Dawson's, if you're making these, you've got 2 different lids. Like this one is intimidating, but it squeezes off. It's great. So if you could put this on here, so a guy like me doesn't have to chip away. I've been chipping away my whole life. Like I've had nothing. I've had something. I always say, you're down, you just chip away. So a guy like me, he's going to run out of gas soon and he can't chip away anymore. So anyway, why am I even drinking this? I'm telling the story and I'm on this one. It's that good. Does this count as a sauce, Dan?
Yeah, why not? Let's count it.
Oh, I could gargle with that one. Big news. It ends up in the top 3. It's that good. Okay. Unbelievable. Here we go. 3, 6, 3. Wow. 663. Let's see what we got. Oh. This is crazy. Boil it. Not hot. Not hot. Wrong tube. Szechuan ghost pepper sauce? Something's not working in there. Just like me. My glasses aren't working. I want to read the ingredients. I feel blind like a UFC judge. When you have 3 of them on, their favorite song is 3 Blind Mice. See how they run. Okay, I shook it well. Sichuan, established 2013. Sea salt, ghost pepper, Oh, the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil is what's throwing me off there. Not too many people use that in a sauce. And yeah, pretty crazy. This, honestly, if I'm allowed to give you good, I can give you ugly. Ugh. All right. Knocked off a row. Do you think we can do another row?
Another row.
Another row. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It's kind of crazy. It's so hot in here. I'm looking at the gauge here, and I'm not sweating, and none of these guys have hit me yet. It's a nice commercial in the '70s. Robert Mitchum would wear the wife beater shirt, and then he would put on a roll of deodorant on his shoulder, and he would say, "Never let him see you sweat." So hopefully, you guys don't see me sweat. This, I guess, is Heartbeat, which wants to get back in my good books. So this is Hedonist. It's a piri piri, and I guess it's inspired from Hot Ones. Creamy, buttery. Created in partnership, okay. Mine's May. It's good to go to your egg dishes or even pasta. Okay, so it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, guys. It's crazy because, you do one thing, you do it well. And I have nothing but respect for this company because one of my top 5 flavors is their uh, pineapple habanero, which I have back here. And I think that's what they started. And sometimes they say, if you do one thing, do it well. And it's what I told a gentleman we had last time. He does. I needed a photographer and a camera guy, and he put a Kijiji ad. And next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with me because it's Kijiji and he's a young guy and he thinks I'm a scammer. And I'm like, all right, I've been called worse. He doesn't know me, and then doesn't want to call me because there's a lesson here why I'm telling you this. Because he has these preconceived notions that this person he's never met is this, this, and this, and then calls me, and then I'm like, okay, I it's kind of not fair. You're hiring someone and you can't check their credentials, and next thing you know, the guy's a cleaner, and then he calls me out of the blue a couple weeks after, and shows up here, meets me, everything's good, and next thing you know, he's my cleaner. He doesn't really know how to be a photographer, and now he's an assistant director in our show. So I told him specifically, you see these hats? How many hats do you think you can wear? Just do one thing and do it well. And I love the kid, and that's my advice I give to somebody. It's good to be well versed if you have no choice and really no education, and that's what my advice would be to that company. I was talking so good about them, and I really admire their story, like how people would come into the restaurant in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and then they started this thing. It's one of the greatest business stories that I've ever heard from. And then, yeah, it's amazing. It just then I see them on one of the UFC guys, and I'm like, I was born at night, but not last night. So when I see the same bottle, and the guy's fighting this weekend, his sauce is up there. I bought it to support him. But when I see the guy trying to pull the wool over the guy's, over the consumer, it's not good. So whatever. The fighter is going on. I'm only telling you what is out there. This is my hot sauce. This is my hot sauce. This is my hot sauce. All right. Why don't you just say the truth? You license out your name that you can, they can use your name for this hot sauce. People are going to figure it out. So you got to be authentic and true to yourself. And that's the whole point. I'm still rooting for the guy to win this weekend. Go, Dustin, go. And, I respect the guy, but it's just, there has to be more transparency in business so people know what they're getting. And, there's no hidden agendas or no, there's a funny thing. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. And at the end of the day, people want to pay for what they're getting. And, be authentic. I mean, it brings me back to who's authentic here. And we're going to get back to that because I am going to pick an authentic hot sauce, and I'm going to pick one that's got the best label, and I'm going to pick one that's got the best taste, and I'm going to tell you which one's the hottest, and I'll see you in a second. Oh, in New York, because we just started this thing 8-9 days ago, which, believe it or not, is our biggest audience. Thanks, New York. This is the mother of all sauces. So I'd say we'd be back in a New York minute. That's what I was getting at. And I have all these lines because I've met all these characters. So one of my favorite lines I've been using forever, and I never heard it, was last night. I was watching one of my favorite comedians. People don't know him, but he does the Dog Dad tour, and I was going to do a tribute to him, Adam Ray, comedy. So he had a guy on there last night, Brian Wilson, not the guy from the Beach Boys. And out of nowhere, he says, yeah, she's sharp as a bowling ball. So let's see, if I can have quotes that people don't know about. Because it doesn't matter, When I got imitated, it was flattery. So, buddy, I respect your style, and you can have that bowling ball quote. This is a surprise. I didn't think it'd make it. Not the best of branding, and but I didn't know when you shake it, there's some meat on the bones here. So let's see what you got here. This may be the hottest sauce you have ever tasted. Oh, and the most delicious. I like that. A little bit of confidence. Honestly, well, I can't say that because, first of all, to be honest, you got to be honest with yourself. And for me to quit drinking, that was the lesson I learned. I said, I gotta be honest and forthright and live that life. And the few times I was in trouble with the police and I got out, it was okay. You got to be honest and forthright. But you're watching the internet, and I'll be honest with you. What do you mean? The other time you're lying? Like, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can slip out, and I see it. But I don't want to say I'll be honest with you. No, I'm going to lie to you. This is the best sauce. This is the hottest sauce, and it's the most delicious. So, do you believe me? Anyway, bottom line, it doesn't change the fact there's good, bad, and ugly. And another thing, it's exactly the same as this. And when I say that word exactly, this goes out to my marketing guy, Paul, who's been with me for 20 years. He was on the other day, and he's got a half brother, and I got him the job. And these are funny guys, the two brothers, Paul and his brother Robson. So every time I would talk to him, I don't like when people agree with me. Like, not so invisible Dan now always challenges me. And, I like that. We go back and forth and we try to make things better. But when the guy, Robson, Paul's brother, worked for me, it was a kind of a joke around the office. I talked to him, and he's this, beta guy, nice guy, good family man. I talked to him, and I said, you mind we take care of this? Exactly. So then you go back. Do you mind taking care of this? Exactly. So in the end, his name became Exactly. So because everybody changed the name now. But oh, here we go now. This is cool. I love this guy. Wild Ride. And I did this on another show. We're gonna hopefully marry it when we do the clips. And I love Steve O, and I respect everything about him. And I love his branding. He's got this show called Wild Ride, and I had a few of those. I had a girlfriend. Her name was Backseat Susie, and it was a wild ride. No, but honestly, I started a company, and when you talk about branding, I don't like the word wild or the word crazy. I barely even said it. It's just like this show, Wingman. You'll never hear me say it, rarely. And but what his is, it's cool because it's 4 letters at the front, wild, and then the ride, the second word. So when you do brands or logos, you can actually stack them, which is a vertical logo, and it's a wild ride. So you can do all kinds of different. That's what I like about what I'm doing today, and I am sniffling a bit because Heinz Ketchup used to have a commercial, and it was like Dan when he seen me with the last dab, he was starting to sweat for me, and for me, this is I've tasted it before, so I know that it's a bit hot, and it could have been with the other stuff, but they had a great commercial in the '70s. Heinz Ketchup did it. It was anticipation is me. So here we go. This I loved it the first time I had, but Steve O, nothing but respect. I tried it the first time, and it might have been the other sauces inside my mouth that threw it off. I loved it, and then I went from, what do you call that thing you drive around in? That little trailer of yours. It ended up, as they say, the beer doesn't fall far from the trailer. So we threw it off the trailer. But let's give it another crack. Yeah, it's good bad, which is that story I didn't finish. People don't know the difference between mild, medium, hot. They come up with their own things. I never used words like homicide or suicide because I found them as negative connotations. I stay away from those words. So people really don't know. So, and then, people love bugging me. Oh, his wings are better. This place is better than yours. And I'm like, good. I'm grateful. Like, there's competition. That's what makes the world go round. But one of the places, they only had one unit. And the other place was my friend's, and he had one unit, and he got voted the best. I was happy for that guy. I went down and I ate him. And it was something like dragon's breath wings he had. But the other place, what I found interesting was their mild was medium. So they called it mild medium. And you never know if our bad stuff is good stuff. And, what's black is white, white is black. You never know. It's like I live upstairs in a basement apartment. You just don't know. But this is where the good stuff is. Top shelf, as they say. Okay, 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 6. 6, okay. This is not by design. Oh, we got another Canadian here. Number 7. Nobody's going to know this unless you love handlebar mustaches. Number 7, Lanny McDonald. It's a throwback. And I can't believe I got fooled again. You know the Who? We don't get fooled again. Too thick. It doesn't come out of the bottle. It doesn't come out of the bottle. Like it's thick. You know, probably a good sauce. But, you know, Triple H has a song. It's time to play the game. It's not time for me to play that game. This, no good. Watery, brown. Reminds me of William Montgomery, where he would go in the shower on a bad day. The color. And of course, negative again, deadly. Oh, another Canadian from Nova Scotia. We filmed our show out there. I want to see this guy do good. I want to see this guy do good. I want to see this guy do good. Same thing. A lot of these guys must use the same bottlers or labelers. I owe this guy a shot. Not much I can say. My daughter loves vinegar. I love malt vinegar. But I don't know if this is cider vinegar. It's just too vinegary. Yes. Same mistake as the other guy. Apple cider vinegar. You know what? Once bit, twice shy. Let's get him out of here. This, they say everything comes in threes. This could be the third leg of the parlay for all you gamblers. Oh, another Canadian. What the heck? Are you ready to get sauced? Calgary. From Nova Scotia to Calgary, which was what my motto was for the show. From coast to coast, like butter on toast. You know, we're live. And yeah, here we go. Are you ready to get sauced? So this is son of a peach. So it's funny. I call my daughter Peachy. And, you know, you know, a good movie, Jackie Gleason. Maybe they should rename this thing. Some beach. It's a boozy hot sauce, but I do like the labeling, like how you can just, it's got a little strip you can pull off of here. See? And it's gold, just like the UFC's new gloves this weekend. They used to be black. Just, I don't know. I'll always talk about UFC because I owe a lot to them, and I know them. I met them, and you know, I don't like when people that don't understand business. Like today, I got up and a guy that I like, a fighter, is just tearing the crap out of them, and it's just like leave them alone. Like their business. There's many, many layers in business to get to where you are. Oh, they're making too much. Well, it's free enterprise. Get over it. You don't like it, open up your own thing. See how. Anyway, he's fighting this weekend. I love the guy, and as much as I love the guy, you do you, and you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you because you're just saying all these bad things about companies. It just reflects on you, and I'm still going to cheer for you. I'm actually going to even bet you this weekend. And if anybody wants to know who it is, it's Canada's new Prime Minister, Sean Strickland. Sean, I love you. And, you know, let's do this for Sean. Boozy hot sauce. Does this technically count? I haven't had a drink since August 23rd, 93. It says boozy hot sauce. I'm going to give myself a mulligan even though I don't golf. Good. Really good. Really, really good. Really good. Really good. Shocked. Wow. You know what? Dave Portnoy does one bite pizza. So if it's good, sometimes he has two bites. This is good. It's not hot, but it's good. This is also, you're kidding me, another Canadian. And this one's from Montreal, the Montreal Canadiens. And one of the greatest Montreal Canadiens stories you'll ever hear, even though we're talking about habanero hot sauce. 1977, Montreal's playing the Leafs in the playoffs. Leafs never get that far. So I have no money. I don't know what to do. I want to go see the game. And I call my friend. I said, let's go down there and we'll get a job selling ice cream. So I guess I'm 14 at the time. Go down there, get the ice cream. They give you an apron, you know. Anyway, hand out all the ice cream, throw the apron in the washroom stall, and we'll watch the game, Montreal and Toronto. And yeah, that was my Montreal Canadiens. So I got to see the Montreal Canadiens for nothing. And not for nothing, I don't want to take away from this Montreal Canadian sauce. So let's see what we got. And who's the rebel? Was it myself in 77? Or is it Aubrey D? Actually, I'm going to shake it up a bit more. We got to give Aubrey a fair shake. Yeah. Good, bad. Ooh, this is very exciting, not knowing what's behind me here. I can't even sweat. Maybe they should bring that commercial and shove me in a wife beater. Never let him see a sweat, guys. Except when you're trying to open a bottle. Oh, do I got to go to the teeth? Maybe I got to get back to this one. You know, I had this sauce as my number one, but this is not helping it. It's you want the whole experience of when you're trying a product, from the packaging to the branding to the, people buy a package, people buy a name. So let's see what you got here. Such a shame. I'm not going to discriminate against anybody. They got the best story ever. I'll talk about it later. And yeah, they should just stick to what they do best, and that's this. So I'm not hot. I just don't want to sniffle. So excuse me while I introduce myself. And a commercial break. When I started my company and then I had an office, I would always order this water. It was the best, Esca. And if you look at, I know nobody's going to watch, but I had a TV show and you'd see all these bottles for my staff in the background, and I still order it to this day. There's just something so pure and amazing about the taste of this water, and it feels like you don't taste the friggin' rocks in it or the minerals. And yeah, I can't live without it. It's one of my top 5 things. This Canada Dry Ginger Ale with ice, my espresso, and what else? Oh, and my dog. It's got to be something else I like. I can't be that boring. Anyway, on to the next sauce. So we got 3, 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, 16, 3, 5, 7, 8, 24 already? You know, in Canada, they say May 2-4, which is a 2-4 is 24 beers. So I did a 2-4. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do you eliminate? Well, I eliminate these guys. And I don't want to prejudge. Acid Rain. I don't know. Label's coming off easy. But you know what? You could be surprised. I mean, Son of a Peach. Wow. Surprised me. You know, I used to like Prince, 1999, and Purple Rain. Now I got this Acid Rain. So let's just see what this Acid Rain is all about. Doesn't look bad when you shake it. I can see the peppers. Good. You know what? It's funny. It tastes like this guy who was knocked off by this guy. But if you take these two guys, this is twice as good and half the price. So this, it's good. It's you know what? It's pretty good. You know what? I never got to rate the Rebel camera. Just kidding, Dan. We use Rebel cameras. But this Rebel, I've made an adjustment here. It goes from bad to ugly. It's not that I don't like the Montreal Canadiens. This is funny. So hot it's spooky. So you guys already know where it's going. You know, in the ugly pile. It's not going to change overnight. And in the spirit of good sportsmanship, I am going to have to do the sip because, you know, that's what it's all about. Seeing me fall apart like a cheap suit. Ah! Oh. Actually, it's better than the other one. This is ghost pepper. The ghost pepper is better than the insanity, better tasting, but it's not as hot. So that's that. If you like hot, stick with the insanity. Here we go. We're talking about a guy that I like, a guy that I met. He's got ginger hair. The ginger goat, Conor McGregor. He's not the greatest fighter, but he is the goat for marketing. And, you know, just a quick Conor story. When I started that company, I was doing the reality show and I went to Las Vegas. And he didn't have any fights. And he was wearing this little vest. It was color of my dog, like a light gold, sort of like this. And he had a white shirt underneath. And he was with Michael Bisping. And Michael Bisping, such a good guy. So I would sponsor him. And I didn't know. One day at my office, all of a sudden I get a package. And it's his shorts from the fight signed. And it said Wild Wing and signed by Michael Bisping. So now we're down there. We see the guys. We go to the bar. My friends are a little nuts. I don't drink. They're at the bar. And of course, I'm paying for everything. And I joke that they wouldn't pay a nickel to see Niagara Falls flow backwards, but they're there. So now who's in the lounge with me? And I'm teaching him how to play blackjack, and he never had a UFC fight. And it was Conor McGregor. So when I'm sitting beside the guy, I'm like, okay, I was a boxing promoter. I know about people and their what it takes mentally. I'm like, this guy has such an amazing energy and zest for life, and just the way he approached things. And yeah, he went on and he became a marketing machine. And he's fighting, I guess, in a month now. And I declare him the ginger goat. And yeah, I really wish the guy well. And I always talk about misunderstood people. There's nothing to misunderstand. His wife or fiance gave him a book, The Secret. He learned about it. He believed himself. And that's like Michael says, overused quote, which he botches, if you believe, you achieve. So I want to see if I believe in this ginger goat. I'm going to shake it up. And unbelievable. It's got a really good taste. But again, these wrappers, Oh, speaking of these rappers, Team Kendrick versus Team Drake. Two people dear and clear to me. I thought were on opposite sides, but they're both on Team Kendrick. And I don't listen to this stuff, but I guess I'm an honorary member of Team Drake because I got dissed by somebody from my allegiance to Drake. Well, how the story went, I did a movie and I bought 66 tickets. And Rob Ford was in it, who just turned 55. He passed away. And they went in to destroy me before the movie even got out. So when I did the press conference, after I gave these guys $700 swag bags, that's the Dave's. Wrong tube. Not hot, wrong tube. So what happens is my Drake thing was they were asking me on the mic, and you don't know about the media, what it's like and how they're going to take it and twist it and all this stuff. So they asked me why I did it, and I said, you got one shot, one opportunity, to quote the Eminem song. And then it comes out that, oh, he's saying these very, very bad things about Drake. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I love Drake. Hotline Bling, come on. And that's it. So I can't win this war either way. So I'm going to level the playing field. My daughter and Dan are Team Kendrick. And I'm going to go for Drake because it's my way of apologizing, even though I don't need to. I mention that, never apologize. And he's from Toronto. I don't know what he stands for, what he does, but the reason I'm voting for him has got nothing to do with him, me, or his stances or his beliefs or what he does. It's just to say it was a fair fight. I can't win. It's 2-1, so they've got 66% of the vote.
Kendrick all day, every day.
What's that?
Kendrick all day, every day.
Okay, there you go. So is it too late to change my vote?
I'll accept it.
Okay. So yeah, you won already. So, and I'm going to go back for more of the ginger goat. Oh, that was a really, really big gulp. The mic must have heard that one. You know what? This is good. You know the saying, good from far, far from good? It goes into the good, bad section. This right now, a lot of people want to see me say bad things that know me about people because I call it like it is, but I don't want to hurt anybody. It's just this company, I guess they must be Canadian. People talk about how great it is and how it's the best. And you know what? I'm going to give them a fair shake, as you can see here. I look at the branding first before anything else. And then I look at the pricing. Is there any value? And is the value proposition good for the consumer? Because let's face it, a lot of us are struggling. Money's hard to come by. And if you've got $1, you got to learn how to stretch it. So when I seen the prices on this stuff, it was outrageous. Like the store that's carrying these guys' products, And I'm like, okay, shouldn't it have nice branding like this? Like, do you like apples? How do you like these apples? Like, the branding is important. And I'm going to try it. It's like, I want to give them a fair shake. Yeah, just a lot of crushed peppers in here. You know, when I was a kid, I see that stuff. I'm not eating that. But, you know, as you get older, you don't mind. And product of Canada, made in Toronto. There you go, Drake. Another fan. Very hot peppers are the ingredients. Vinegar, okay. It's not bad. I mean, shocked. I didn't think it would make it. Excited for this one. Another Canadian. Neil's. You can see these Canadian things on here. Made. Where's this guy made in? What's with the Canadians? Like, it's crazy. I didn't plan this. Canadians. A Scotch bonnet. Neil. Cauliflower, onion, cucumber. I like the branding. Neil's Real Deal. Okay. He's got the Mr. Beast actioning here. Is that Mr. Beast? Mr. Beast Panther? Real Deal? Again, I'm very grateful to my dog. She's behaving, and she hasn't made her cameo yet. And I can't open this. Big red flag. Like, it's a big red flag, these things. And then people are going to say, well, it's going to spill in the thing. And well, it's if they have a little, you know, everything, labeling and packaging, gets me to packaging. When I opened my restaurants, everybody knew I was different and a bit nuts, and they would say, oh, you've got 11 people in this room building a place. And they say, I see what you're doing. It's organized chaos. So when I show up, I had one of two rules: eliminate boxes and eliminate packaging. And my reasoning was, how are you going to see where everything goes? Like, here, at least I know now, if I'm going to cook or do something, I can see everything. I can't see that in the box. And you know, it's the same thing with packaging. Like, if you can't deal with the packaging or the labeling, like, it's the most important thing, I think, for me. Like, let's try this. Oh my God. I was really hoping Neil would do good here. I have a friend named Neil, and he's got a brother named Bob and Neil. If you want to say it the other way, Neil and Bob. And I don't want to tell you what they're bobbing and kneeling for. Right? This is incredible. This really, really is incredible. Unbelievable. It's not coming out of the bottle like the other guy. Unbelievable. This is crazy. I was looking so forward to this. Okay. It's what? What are you looking at? Okay? I love you. This is just paste. There's no sauce here. It's just thick paste. Sad. I wanted Neil to come through. Oh. Everything comes in threes, as they say. Number 7, Neil. And this is bizarre because the number 7 here wouldn't come out of the bottle, and it's moving now because I've been shaking it so much. So I guess it gets stuck on the top and it can't penetrate through. And which is what got me through. I had so much resistance when I started my company, and there's a lesson here. And that's what this whole live stream is about, where I have triggers and I can go back and I can tell people about ways to get through life, through your business. And for me, the biggest one was I have these stupid sayings, some people call them Rickisms, but penetrate resistance. So I would nonstop have resistance. Oh, you're not going to make it. What are you, crazy? You're this, you're that. Like, right? So everybody was resisting it. You know, you go to the bank, you tell somebody this. Oh, why? Like, here, great story. I started, March 1699. My daughter was born March 17. I have this idea to do a chicken wing concept that's got flavors. So I called this guy at a company called Edie Smith. They're a big company. They were bought up by the Americans now, and they do jams. But they used to do these sauces. I have them in here. Here they are. Just so people see. What are you looking at? Is it golden honey? So what happens? What happens is call the guy, and I ask him for a sample. The guy's named Sam. And, politely I say, Sam, I wouldn't mind a sample. I'm thinking of doing these flavored wings. He says to me, the Italian guy, like, what am I going to send you these for? You're never going to make it. I said, you know what? Fuck you, Sam. I'm going to sell the most sauce in the country. And that's what happened for chicken wings. And just that type of resistance, use it as fuel to motivate you. For me, I don't have that in me no more. Like, they always told me when you're a kid, find an enemy. I go, I like everybody. But now, the only enemies I'm fighting are these labels because they don't come off. And, like, these labels are nuts. Because I could have cut them off before, but I thought, they don't sound that bad on the thing. But, that's the biggest thing with these sauces. Labeling, guys, labeling. Okay? Like, I'm trying to penetrate the resistance of these labels. I would, like any other person, I'm not trying to be proper etiquette by doing it with my teeth. When you get old like I am, your teeth, they fall out. Like when you bite into stuff like this. So, yeah, invest in that wrapper thing. Like, that should be the next greatest technology. Like a guy or Hot Ones did it right with these things that just rip off the side. It's too hard. So I want to go in with a fair opinion and treat everybody the same. So let's just see what we got here. Okay, now we're talking. That thing flowed nicely. And habanero peach, not hot. Like I said, it's not hot. There's some peach. I don't taste it. It's very watery, vinegary. And the sad part is that one that I can't get, it's the same brand, is a very good product because the last time I tried it, I had to get in there with a small spoon for espresso and get it out and then taste it, and it wasn't bad. And it goes back to stick to one thing. Do it well. If you're going to be number 7, why don't you call that one number 1 and then end this with number 7 if it's your worst? Because it's always the first guy in that does well in business or with an idea. Like, for me, I tell people, I got lucky. I had 100 different businesses and different things, but I was the first guy in with flavored wings. And then it was, so your first thing should be what you stick to, and you do that in volume, and then you don't have all these cost overruns sitting on inventory, right? Stuff's not moving. You're forced to fire sale it. And you know what? You do the one thing and you do it well. And you know what? You let the pros do it. Like, you see all these companies now. Tabasco was very, very famous for the one bottle. like right here. And now you see them trying everything, and it's like that doesn't interest me. Like I like Tabasco, and you know what? I'm gonna have one in their honor. Oh, that's it's crazy. It's overpriced, but it's worth it. Amazing packaging, amazing branding, and what's interesting also is people don't realize how these companies move their product. They have what's called food brokers, and the food broker in this case is a company called Shaskin. I know Jim, and they move their product, and he always tells me, "Yeah, this is our number one product because of the branding, the packaging, the marketing." It's the same thing when Frank's Red Hot was working. They had good branding, good. I got Frank's Red Hot right here. Boom, there you go. Look at that. You know, it's it's all in the marketing and the experience. And look at this label. Why are these guys getting it right? They have that same label I was talking about, where you can just pull it off the side. They got the NFL as a partner, co-branding, good stuff, good stuff. And now I can almost guarantee that this guy here, kind of feel sorry for him. There you go, same type of bottle, but he doesn't have that same type of packaging. What is this guy's name? Rick's Miklas? No, Rick's hot sauce. Okay, so I mean, whatever. West Indian Rick. So, um, even when I started, I didn't come up with all the flavor names. I was just trying to sell the experience. And for example, like I always say, Brown Eyed Girl was inspired by my daughter. Each wing had a story. And then people would actually tell me, which is what I encourage here, to, they give me names. So the name they had was Rick's Revenge. And then I just kind of thought, I'm not really vengeful. Like, so I don't want to have that connotation, but yeah, everybody's got a story. It just happens that I got more stories than Walt Disney. And, share your stories, jump in, tell me how to do a sauce. I'll cook, I'll get my hands dirty. I'm not afraid. And ultimately, that's what this show's about. Um, it's not about reaction shots of me being sweaty Betty here to a hot sauce. These haven't hit me yet, and they probably won't. And they hit me harder when I did the other 10 because I was gulping them in, one every 20, 30 seconds. I'll share that video eventually. We have things that we deal with when we have videos. You need music clearances and all that stuff. But what I said in that video is interesting because it's going to happen today. And I don't know where it is right now. I don't know where it put it. But when I started that company, I used an additive. Um, it was spontaneous combustion. So it was before anybody knew what it was. So I would put that in, let's say with the sauces. I'd have a hot sauce, and and then you can't put too much of that stuff because it could actually kill somebody or hurt somebody. And so we did this show, and I didn't realize I had 9 or 10 hot sauces. Everything was rushed. Like we had 10 minutes. So the last one was the spontaneous combustion, but I didn't know that it was the hottest one. And we're going to share this clip because it's interesting. So what happened was not so invisible Dan, or my man Dan, or how many nicknames you guys want to give him, or you know, he had to leave. His wife was picking him up, and it was 8 o'clock. And when I got to that last one, I said I got to finish because we got 3, 4 days off, and I don't want the whole house to smell with all the food that we cooked. So what happened was I got to the last one, and I had the spontaneous, and then I just start crying, and you could feel the tears. And then I just said to Dan, cut the Sopranos, go to black. And I should be careful for what I wish for because it's behind me here. And I'm going to take a quick gander. And That's for all you fans in Newfoundland. And then I'm going to get to the next one. Okay. Speak of the devil. Here it is. Here's some extreme regret, which the only regret I have is I'm closer to spontaneous now because we've done this one. So, I owe you one. I'll replace it. And there it is, guys. I haven't tried the classic hot sauce from Hot Ones. I'm excited because if it's a classic hot sauce, I think that would go on wings. I like the noise that it makes. Do you hear that? Wow, I love it. So, like I said, with or without the glasses, I can find the perforated mark a little easier. Look at that. Look at this packaging. Look at this. Unbelievable. This is what it's all about. Look at this. Okay. For all those guys that have worn a tight condom, you know what I mean here. Okay. It's not fun. And luckily, a guy like me, first of all, I'm retired, but he doesn't wear his boots in the shower. So this is what I want. A hot sauce that you don't have to wear your boots in the shower while you're taking it. Oh, look at this. I could probably drink the whole thing. Really good. Really, really good. Really good. Really good. And you know what? This is really good. Did I say it's really good? I'm going to go back for a double dose because it's good. It's good. It's really good. Again, what that was in reference to was I watched Kill Tony the other night, and they usually have one guest on, and they had this guy on, Lucas Corona, and he was full of energy. And usually they pull your name out of a bucket and you go up once. But what happened is they brought him on again, which was a record that they brought a guy on twice in one show. So the gag kept going. They just kept bringing him on and on. So he ended up on the show 6 times. And that was my 6 times. And I'll let that really good joke go because the joke will be on me if I don't know when to cut it off. All right. So what do we got next? This is the same guys again in a different environment. Father and son, handcrafted. This is the Reaper sauce. I'm blinder than a bat, so it looks like a blueberry sauce to me. And again, father, son, nothing but respect. Let's get this labeling thing. Like, people would knock me off, and it was good. Why aren't people knocking off these? Like, these aren't the first people in the world to have had a perforated wrapper. Like, it's not that hard. Dare to be different. I tell anybody to listen, dare to be different. You know what? The glasses got to come on for this one. This got me. Okay, great on wings, pasta, ice cream. Wow. Okay, this Eli, I don't know his full story. At the age of 6, in his father's garden, asked what he could do to be the youngest person on earth to eat the world's hottest pepper. At that, his father gave him a hot banana and said, "Start here." The first bite sent Elijah running for water and began his love of hot peppers and hot sauces. Elijah and his father now, more than a decade later, through trial and error, created their first hot sauce, Elijah's Extreme Ghost Pepper Sauce. Try it. This is an amazing story. I'm really happy for these guys. And everybody's got a story, and mine was no different. I'm looking at it right now. Um, I was a single dad, and my most important thing was being a dad. And you know, anybody that knows me knows that. And there's my daughter there on the van. But during these times, she always came first, and that's what reminds me of Elijah's father. Elijah came first for him. When my daughter was 3, uh, we like to go to movies and we liked getting popcorn. So her grandmother from West Indies, St. Vincent, would always make us these pepper sauces and would call her Boo. So, and as far as me, I was a little overweight. I still am. And I was like Sully, a big guy like that, but with blue eyes. And, I like wearing blue shirts. So it was like Sully and Boo, Monsters Inc. So we go to the movie theater and, we have popcorn and they have dill pickle seasoning. And, I don't think anything of it. And we get in the car and she says, Dad, when we get back to the restaurant, can I have dill pickle wings? And it's sort of, you take inspiration from your kids, and the lesson there is listen to your kids. It's great being a father and, being proud of having their son do so well. It's a nice story. It's very nice. And I want to get back to this sauce because I don't know what was in it, but the first taste was I felt some chocolate. Let me just see if there's some chocolate in there. Let's see if there's some. What's in here? What's in here? Okay. Where's the ingredients here? Oh, there you go, guys. I know why I love it. The black cherry. Yeah, it's like a cherry chocolate. That's amazing. Who's done a black cherry? What else is in here? Black cherry, brown sugar, tomato paste, cranberry sauce. Okay, cane sugar, Carolina Reaper peppers, Kentucky bourbon, onion vinegar, water, vanilla, sea salt. Okay, wow, very good. It's not hot, so I'm gonna go back for a double dose. You know what? It's not hot. It's good. It's really good. Boom. Who says that the sauces have to be um, not hot to go to good? Oh, the countdown begins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, shit's gonna get real. These things open easy, so I don't have time to digest. Right? Look at that. First crack at it, and I get it. Boom. Look at that. You hear that noise? Unbelievable. So this, I think I've already done this one. This is a Los Calientes. It's let's give it a double shake. I haven't done this one. It's not hot. It's amazing. Nothing else I can say about it. Right there. I know you guys want to see me get hot. Here we go. The original goat. So Connor was the ginger goat. Who would be the goat? Who's the ginger goat? I don't know many gingers, but I'll tell you who the ginger goat is. It all goes back to memories and experiences with your kids. And this is going to shock a lot of people, but Ed Sheeran, you are the ginger goat. And just great memories my daughter and I had. Very good, Ed. It's like Ed's taking ownership of it now. Ed's doing his doppelganger version of Dustin Poirier, taking ownership of heartbeat sauces. No, this is good. Right up here. Okay. 11 of them. 12 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This is crazy. I think there's like 35 down the hatch and not even feeling it. Now you guys are in for some fun because, you know, the creeper is behind my back, and we had some girls that were a lot of fun, and we had a lot of creepy guys coming into our office. All those girls in my office, they all had senses of humor, and they were all funny. And for me, it was people would say, "Oh, why do you have them there?" I said, "Look, I don't dip my pen in the company ink. It's all marketing." And you know, I was selling an experience and a lifestyle, and I always said about my company, we sell fun, we sell energy, and yeah. So now the creeper behind my back is the spontaneous combustion. It's gonna send me to my knees, and you know, maybe I'll rename that one Dark Knees Louise. So I'm stalling, like Dan was worried about me with the last dab, and some people worry when they do a show. I got to get at it. So, oh, back to my friend Chetty. I got I got 101 sauces like this. I counted it. I got 400 other spices and sauces, which we'll use in the show, but he's back on the bus. And now I can't thank him enough because this label won't open and it's buying me time as I am ready to meet my maker. Ooh, getting good at this. What has he got here? Oh, this could be fun. I mean, can't really see it here, but pineapple. That was a big gulp. You know what? I got to be fair. It's not going to make it. This will make it, as we see. Already it's elevated because of the labeling. You see that? Look. I have a name for this label. One Sip Pony. You know, when I say about earlier, you do one thing, you do it well. So then you're a one trick pony. So if I'm going to be a one trick pony, I'm going to do this well. I'm going to drink. I'm going to drink like I did in my drinking days. I could drink. So let's see what this one trick pony can do with this. Again, not hot. However, we're off that Canadian bender. And there's a taste of Canadiana here, the maple. And it feels like my day here. I thought it was going to be a hot ones type of day. It's a little chilly. I'm looking out here. All you see is farmers' fields, the wind blowing. It is chilly in Canada here today. I got to be fair. Like I like the taste, but it's good bad. Oh, let's talk about this one here. This is a guy by the name of Rick Smickless, and He's a legend in his own mind. And he started a chicken wing chain with $100. And somehow people like Oprah Winfrey, would hear his story through a TV show called Undercover Boss that he did. Next thing you know, he's getting all these offers to do his own reality show. And one was from Kenny versus Spenny, one was from another company called Frantic Films. So the guy shows up at his office. Guy's name, Jim, I'm not going to tell you his last name. And he says, listen, we know you're a lawyer and we're going to do this show. It's called Rags to Rick. Even though it was our name, my lawyer, Keith Stein, came up with it. I said, yeah. And they said something interesting to me. They came in with these papers and he's trying to be nice to me. And I could just see that something was off about the guy. And this goes out to Josh and my daughter, what I'm going to say next. And I usually have a lot going on around me. I didn't have a desk, and I like to just do things, initial every page and sign it and not look it over. And for some reason this time I did. And what it was he wanted me to sign over my life rights for everything, anything that I did, whether it's if I was going to do this show today, I would have lost all these rights. And in the end, I just said, if anybody's going to screw my life up, it's going to be me, and I'm going to be accountable to myself. And they wanted to partner up with me and me put the money up for my own life rights in my own movie. And I said, really? I go back to one thing that got me through that. Simple quote: the best partner is no partner. And you know what? Believe in yourself. And not like Michael Bisping's quote, if you believe you can achieve. No, believe in yourself. You know what? Know your worth. And don't, like my father says, don't let anyone put their thumb down on you. And if you're going to get muscled or bullied by these people that are going to use and exploit you, it's no good, because that's a point of no return. Once you've lost it, you can't come back. And the way I worked with my employees was very, very simple. I never looked at resumes. I looked the person in the eye. Do they have a bit of heart? Do they have any character? And I would always tell them, if you don't like it, there's the door. And it goes back to a guy that I had here the other day, 2 days ago. And his name's Paul. He's been with me forever, over 20 years. And simple thing, always feeling guilty because he was a good person. He was a giver. And he says to me, I feel guilty. I'm taking all this money from you. I said, don't worry about it. I said, you understand me. And I said, I'll pay you 40 hours. Just give me 10 and fake it for those 10 if you have to, because I seen value in the guy and I knew his worth. And unfortunately he didn't. And I'm still with the guy. And that's the whole point of this. Know your worth. It's like, very, very important. And then the other people that I had, another lesson you learn is my dad would say, oh, why are you helping all these people? I said, Dad, that's just the way it is. You need people to work for you. He goes, don't you see they're not happy? I go, yeah. Because if they're not happy now, they're never going to be happy. So then it was just like, okay, I better toughen up here. Like, people are going to walk all over me and I'm not going to have a business. And then I had a lot of responsibility. And it was like, oh my God, my payroll is 150 grand every 2 weeks. Times 2, that's 300 grand. I got a lot of people to take care of. And I wasn't taking care of myself. And again, that goes back to, you have to learn to say no. And I had this conversation with my man, Dan, yesterday. Learn to say no. And it's no different than what I would tell this guy, Josh. stand up for yourself. Learn to say no. What's the worst thing that can happen? Otherwise you're going to get walked on like I was before I toughened up. And, you know, it's good. You got to stay strong in business, and you got to own your rights. And it's like, so in the end, what happened, like I said, I did that show Undercover Boss. Oprah has the story. They do a show because it was the same production company, Paperny, and OWN was the company, Oprah Winfrey Network. And they do a show called Wingman, which I own trademarks for. And in the end, they wanted to do a show about these two guys opening 100 stores with $100 or some story with the flavors. And I'm like, that's my story. These are my trademarks. So that's the point of trademarks and all this stuff. Like, I could almost guarantee this company's trademarked, this company's trademarked, and maybe one more. Trademarks. If you believe in something, um, like for me, this show, it was an afterthought. I trademarked Wingman. Like, whatever. I can't stand the name. But you know what? I have a story. I sold wings, and I'm laughing. All my father ever wanted from me was to be my own man. And you know what? In the end, my father passed away with Lou Gehrig's, and he finally acknowledged me as, my own man, and that meant everything to me. And that's it. Enjoy what you have, but keep one eye open. And my mother would say, I couldn't believe it. Don't trust no one, especially in business. And from that, it's my favorite quote of all time. There are no friends in business. Look at the guy, what he did to me with the sauces. Okay. And what I do say, there are friends, but if you want a friend in business, get a dog. And that's why I have curly hair. And people's favorite thing is it's this dog. And you know what? If I can get a dog, you can get a dog. It's changed my life. And, sorry to go on because now that I'm realizing I'm getting that crazy hot one there that did me in. So, let's get at it. So, yeah, that's the story of this guy, Rick. So they made a bobblehead, and here he is. I put this one up here for a reason. This is a very inspirational story. And these people are from Toronto. I don't know them. Apparently, the lady might be a lawyer, and they came up with a sauce. It was one of my favorites. I have so many bottles of it, and I'm going to try it and rate it. And sometimes when you're in business, you ask the questions you know the answers to. So I already know it belongs over here, but I've been drinking it all morning, and I've got open bottles everywhere. And I'm going to open the bottle. What the heck? Look at this. Guys, look at this. A bottle you can open. How hard was that? Like, how hard was that? Oh my God. There you go. How do they get the caramel into the caramel bar? This is how you do it. This is how you do it, babe. Wow. This is bliss. Unbelievable. Okay, the moment of truth. I can't break a sweat. What is this? Here we go. I joke. Jackie Gleason, my favorite show of all time, The Honeymooners. And away we go. This is the one. Oh, there you go. I don't know which cameras are working. Oh, nothing. Lips are starting to go. I had a good warm up. went to my daughter's. I always bring her stuff, and I bought I bought a bag of this spontaneous combustion popcorn, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna try the dry spice. I'm a dummy because I should realize it's just a name. It's not the actual sauce because it'll make the popcorn too soggy. But I'm like, same thing. It's like, oh my god, this popcorn's gonna kill me, and it didn't. And I don't know what type of reaction I had to it last time. This thing, but I'm not here to get people to subscribe or watch my show or that didn't make it. But if you go to episode 2 and you're a fan of the UFC, Johnny Hendricks was with us and Stipe, best Croatian fighter that I like, fighting. Oh, what is it? Somebody in the field? So, okay. Girlie's back from the dead, guys. Come on up. Okay. Did you have a good nap? Did you have a good nap? Okay. You want it? Okay. These, in case anybody asks, are Croatian chavaps. They just happen to be here. Okay. You want some chavaps? Are you going to be good? Are you going to be good, girlie? I love you. Okay. Come on up. Okay. Good girl. Yeah. So what happened, getting back to that story, we had the world's hottest wing off, and I didn't know that it was in 2013, and this is the sauce that I used. And they're actually making the wings in that episode. It's season 1, episode 1, with that spontaneous sauce. And then my friend is dying and he's not going to make it. And he ends up at an ice cream place. And I said, this wasn't even hot. And, I don't like plagiarizing anybody's lines, but I'm going to quote myself. This wasn't even hot. I got through that. I can easily bang off the next few, right, Gertie? Right? Do you think I can do it? Who loves you? Does daddy love you? Come on up. Last one. Okay. I love you. Good girl. I didn't get one kiss today. Can I get a kiss? Kiss? Oh my God. Look what I found down there. When you do these shows, sometimes you try to come prepared. So I brought Rolaids. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I didn't have the meat in Bertie's dish here. And I threw a Rolade, and now I look and the Rolade's there. Okay, you're having a drink, are you? Too salty? Again, nuts. Chetty. Again, this is luck of the draw. So he's got 4 horses in the race now. Lemon pepper? I don't know. Sorry, Chetty. Oh, spontaneous. No taste. Hottest I ever had. Maybe it just hit me the wrong way, but it's not going to make it. Ugly. This here is Calypso. When I started, I had an employee named Calypso, and she was very nice. She's in Edmonton and great sense of humor. So now that we're past cancel culture, the guys in the office would call her Katitso. So let's have some of this. And it looks like it's going to be good. Nice pineapples. Really good. I'm going to go back to the well 3-4 times here. Really good. I can't believe this. Really good. Homegrown. Canada, baby. Aha. Here we go. I promised you guys a story about Marie Sharps. The whole interesting thing here is when I started this thing, I didn't start getting these sauces. I would say I didn't start getting these sauces till about a month and a half ago, and spices. But I was looking for my favorite sauce ever. It was sorry to interrupt, but this is important for anybody that has a dog. I didn't know this. Dogs are used to routine, and that noise that I just made with the this noise here, she knows that noise, and that's part of her routine. So she thinks she's getting something and wants to be rewarded. Come on up. Come on up. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's it. So back to my story. This Marie Sharps here and Melinda's, what a rivalry. And everybody loves a good underdog and a good rivalry. So what happened was I wanted to get the Melinda's original sauce, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I didn't realize what the problem was. And what are you looking at? Can I finish my story? You're going to bark again? I know how to fix you. I know how to fix you. I know how to fix you. Last one. Okay. Let me finish my story. So yeah, Gertie's got off the rails for a sec. I'm sorry. Tail's wagging, so it's all good. So what happened was I couldn't find the sauce. I'm looking everywhere for the Melinda's. I'll pay anything up to $100 for it. It didn't matter. So in the end, I'm like, I try this Marie Sharps. I've never had it. This one here, the original. And I will have another shot of it because it's that good. So I'm like, I can't believe this stuff. Marie Sharps is as good as the Melinda's original. And can't find this stuff. So what happened in the end was I try this, but I can't get it. So I find out that Marie Sharp was an older lady from Belize, 81 years old, and she licensed it out to this company who does the marketing, Melinda's. And now Melinda's is marketing its own stuff, not this lady Marie's. So Marie's expanded her line at 81 to bring in all these other flavors. And I find that so fascinating because of branding, packaging, all that stuff. This is still a great product. And that's just business. All is fair in love and war. And it's no different than when I talked about Oprah. Oprah had a golden retriever, and she loved that dog, and it swallowed a tennis ball and it passed away. And it was the toughest moment for her to grieve with that. And I was like, I'm not really mad at anyone. Like, why would I be mad at her? And I go, she's got problems like we all do. And when you lose somebody like that, it hurts. And so to me, it's like, this is what's happening between Melinda and Marie. I guess now it's even making sense. Two names that start with an M. And it's like having two shows called Wingmen and having two wingmen trying to replace the real wingman. So I guess I'm Team Marie, just like Dan is Team Kendrick and my daughter's Team Kendrick. So Melinda, I'll still be nice to you, just like I was nice to Drake. Good, good. But it's not going to make it. Nothing personal. Okay. Go double fisted here. This is my friend Elijah. Why? Because I think that... No, I didn't do him already. So let's fight with his label for a bit. And if that doesn't work, great color on the label. Just it's not going to open, you know. Higgerly, I'm not going to be able to open this thing. not going to be able to open. It's a shame because it's beautiful colors. Like it reminds me of this. And I just noticed this bottle's a little too big. So anybody that's got ADD is going to appreciate this. You like everything lined up perfectly. This is not lining up. So um, let's just fight through this, because you know what? Their story is worth fighting for, right? Right, Dad? Right, Dad? Father and son? Right, Dad? So they've got their story here, and I don't have my glasses, but I wonder if it's a different story and what the ingredients are. No story this time. Volcanic soil of the mountains of Costa Rica. So this is actually interesting because what people don't know about food, why it tastes so good and why this and why that. A lot of time it's from the soil that's in the ground. So I went to my friend's restaurant, which it was the other day, and I had some tomatoes, and they were so thick, and it just reminded me of being back home in Croatia where the soil's different, and it reminded me of a time and a place. And they they're talking about the soil in Costa Rica. So let's see what this peppers from Costa Rica soil is all about. You know what? It's good. Not gonna make. Not, it should be over here, but a part of me says I can't hurt him. And does anybody like the movie Goodfellas? And they do the song Lola. So let's see what Lola has got. LOA Lola. Lola is, the lights are on, but nobody's home because good packaging, good labels, but again, it won't come off. And you know, it could have been a lot worse today. Like I can go like this and rip the whole thing off, but what fun is that? Because then you're coming up with the whole. Let's try a different approach here. There you go. Oh, so now the perforation comes in from the bottom. Good to know. I know you see Daddy struggling, don't you? You see Daddy struggling. All right, what do you got, Lola? Thick on top, watery on the bottom. Let's do this. Sorry, Lola. I'm leaving you, Lola. I found somebody else. I'm bringing the final 10 out from the top shelf. Actually, it's 9. So we're at 41. We're going to pound right through them, right? Okay. Last treat. Let Daddy do his job, and then we're going to go outside, right? Okay, go. All right. Hot Ones Classic. I already said it's great taste, less filling, but I love opening these wrappers on them. It's just, that's what all the fun is. Like, you see these YouTube shows where they open and wrap boxes or something with their kids. That's how much fun this is opening these. So I might have already. Really good. Chili maple. I done it. Already done that one. It's really, really good. It's really good. I'm almost tempted to bring it over to here, but I don't know how many I got there. You know what? I got 2 of them. Let's leave one good bad one and one good one here. Okay. Ginger goat. This is a different one. Peaches and Scream. So, again, I'm figuring this out now as we run it down the pipe. We're in round 5 here. And this should just be a better way for me to do this. Okay. I can see it now because I can't see somebody commenting, oh, they are perforated. I can't see it. It's black. Okay. Let's see what Peaches and Cream got. Peaches and Cream. Don't they sing Ebony and Ivory? It's good. Really good. I like it. I like it, but I got the goat in here. I like it. I'm going to leave the original goat in there. And Peaches and Cream, just like I did with the chili maple. What's right is right. Elijah. This is a pineapple mango, which is actually different than the one that I had. Because the label's original and habanero. So I was going to give this one away in case one of the 5 people commented. But we're probably down to 3 people watching this thing, right, Dan?
None right now.
None? Okay, so I got nobody to give it away to. Okay, so stop it. How'd it go, Dan?
With the streams?
Yeah.
That's going all right. Audio isn't as clean as I'd like, but I'm recording a better quality copy, and I'm thinking I can give you that
Perfect.
for Opus afterwards. And
Perfect. Yeah. And then that's it. That'll keep me busy for 4 days.
Yeah.
What do I got? 8 to go, Dan? Mm-hmm. All right. Really good, Dan. Now that we have no viewers, it's really, really good. I mean, it's really, really good. This is really, really good. As this is happening, Dan, I'm going to just break them down in the next episodes and then use these as clips for, like, you follow me that I tested 50 out?
Yeah. I
tested out 50 hot sauces. Now, these are my final 15 or 20, right? This is crazy, these labels, how these companies don't get it. Okay, Marie Sharp. Guys, we're down to the last 6. And we all know I have a soft spot for Marie Sharp here. There it is. It's going to fight itself. It's like the New York Giants are playing the New York Jets. This is a little interesting. I think I had this one. And it's really oily. So we'll so much easier these to rip off. It's good. But it's a good bad. I already did it. Okay. Last 4. This is incredibly crazy, this one. There's no way I'm going to get this one off. No way. Like right away, I should just throw it in the bad column. I can't do this. I don't know where the scissors are. Sorry. This is the craziest one I've seen. I can't open it, so I'm going to have to pick another one. Because I can't find any way to open it unless I pierce it with these. I'd rather just pierce it, toss it. If I can swear, I'd say chuck it and fuck it. But again, it's not going to open. This is a total gong show. Like, this one is nuts. This wins the award for the hottest bottle in the history of world of trying to open. Okay, I know it's a mess. It's a mess, girly. This is nuts. You gotta be a surgeon here. This is nuts. Absolutely nuts. You know why I'm trying to open this, girly? So I never have to do it again. And it's off my bucket list. This is absolutely insane, this one. All right. Okay. Let's see what they got. No? You don't want it either, huh? Even the sauce didn't help. Okay. Interesting. Wild Ride is back. And I'm going to try to do something different. He's perfect from the bottom, maybe. But again, because it's a different color, that's what I think I'm seeing. All right. That's helping. Somebody should actually do a YouTube show on opening hot sauce bottles that aren't perforated. All right, Stevie O. Wild Ride time. Sorry, Steve. Not good. Okay. And this looks interesting. Broke a nail there. Broke a nail. Broke a nail. Oh. Broke a nail. Wow. I love it. I broke a nail, but it's worth it. And it's got a positive name, I believe. Looks like it's called Good Guy Sauce. Worth the stretch. Worth the stretch. I got 17 there. I got 18 here. That's 35, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 49, 51, 52. I did 53. All right. I'll leave it with a 53 story. I thought we were going to do 50. And I wanted to do 52 because my original marketing, which is on this picture here, is 52 signature flavors. And I did 52. But I don't know what happened. I just can't count. So I'm going to leave you with this. I had a friend when we were kids. He was always trying to imitate me, do what I was doing. And I'd get in a lot of trouble. I'm just going to let her out, Dan. Go pee. This is good that we show the little set with a bit of air. You follow me? Yeah, it's a great way to end it, girly. Is this not a great way to end it? You want to go get some air? Daddy's got one last story because it's quite funny. I think it's funny. Go. Go outside. Okay. I know. Do I know? There you go. All right. Okay, we did it. Guys, all 0 of you, thank you for tuning in. This is how we're going to end it. It's not a nice story. I learned from it. I had a friend, his name was Jim Bat, and my mother had nicknames for everybody. So bat in our language was like a baseball bat, batina. So what happened was I had other cool friends and he wasn't kind of cool. And he would do whatever I told him. And whatever, he did something crazy one day. And back then, when you get arrested, the fines were $53. And I shouldn't have done this to the guy, but I was mocking him and I was calling him Lou, short for loser. So ends up he gets caught, he gets a ticket, and he's got these nice parents, Fred and Sheila, and I would call them Ed Mila. And in the end, he gets in trouble, and he gets a ticket. So we gave him the name Lou 53. So here's number 53. What's interesting about 53 here is I talked about it earlier. This is one of Hot One's hottest ones. And I'm going to copy Adam Ray. We can edit that out. Dan? There you go. Yeah, so what's interesting about this sauce, Mad Dog 357, it's my dog. She's mad, and because I didn't give her a treat, but 357 is 357,000 Scoville units. So this is our Lou 53 tribute. It's my way of saying to Jim, I'm sorry, and here we go. It's a hot one, and we'll leave it at that. And we're going to say bye to everybody after, right, Curly? Oh, that was a really big gulp. It was a really big gulp. And like Ed Sullivan says, Girly, it's a really big shoe. It's a really big gulp. And you know what? That one actually hit me, guys. And this was the hottest one of the day. Other than that, I want to say bye to everybody. Thanks to all none of you for watching this. And 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. These are going on the top shelf. Actually, I'll do it later because I don't have my belt. My pants are falling off. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in.